Oh.
Thank you. That's fun, right? It gives a little spiritual vibe.
It does,
All
I
right,
like it.
hello everybody. I have Kate with me today. We are going to talk about belief. So if you are tuning in live with us, please make sure that you comment below. And if you are watching the replay, also make a comment and give me a little hashtag replay. But Kate specifically works with side hustling health coaches. And so I really wanted to share this with my audience because that's the background that I came from. But it's
Mhm.
curious, usually, and you can speak to this more, Kate, like usually we hire strategy people first, right? And we're just like, I need to know how to do it. Tell me how. So I want you to tell me a
Mhm.
little bit on how what you teach in terms of like belief and showing up and how it's not always about the strategy. Belief is actually what comes first.
Yeah, well, it's so interesting because don't all businesses kind of mirror each other? Like I feel like health coaches, like the business side of it really mirrors like how coaches interact with their clients and what our clients think that they need first, like macros and meal plans. And so you're like,
Right.
okay, great. Well, let's talk about macros and meal plans and let's see how that feels for you. And once you look at it, you're like, damn, this is hard to do. I have no idea how I'm going to make this work. And it's very similar when we work with coaches who are like, I just need a lead generation strategy. Cool. I mean, I can teach you lead gen all day long, but how do you want to feel when you're doing lead generation? What
Mhm.
channels do you want to show up on? What type of content do you want to create? What type of format do you want that content to be in? And how do you want to talk to people when those leads come in? And then it's that like, I have to still sell to people. I mean, I
Yeah.
have to coach them. Yeah, and that's when we have to go back into that all circles around that belief of like, I am not enough. I am not good enough. I
Mm.
don't know how to sell. I'm not worth the investment. I'm not a good enough coach. I don't have enough certifications. There's that belief around enoughness. So,
Yeah.
you know what's funny? One time I took a certification that was like, oh, don't do rah rah coaching.
Ooh.
I'm a rah rah person.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, "Hey, like, I know you're here. Let me lift you up, and anytime you need me," we call it pocket coaching. Our
Yeah.
VIPs have, unlimited access to me. They're like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "This is what's going on, and you're so great, and there's a top
Oh.
10 reasons why this thing that just happened to you is really good and how you're gonna learn from it." I'm all about the rah-rah coaching because
Well, and
we need to
well,
be lifted up.
yeah, and what's interesting is, like, speaking back to belief, the reason we hire coaches is because they have the belief and they're holding the
Yeah,
belief for us
for
because
sure.
they've seen it. Like, they've helped people. They're like, "I know you can do this. I've seen people do it." But
Mhm.
the person coming in is like, they're so stuck in their own business and their own drama and their own mindset, and they're like, "I don't have enough followers." And, like,
Yeah.
even like, I don't have enough followers, like you said, like, I don't know how to sell. Am I even a good enough coach? Like, especially in health coaching, like, I'm going through my own health issues or my
Yep.
weight is up, like,
Mhm.
all of these things in the background. So it's so interesting because we start by borrowing the belief of the coach. I'm like,
Mhm.
this actually is possible for me.
Mhm.
But aside
Yeah.
from that, like, I think they need to get to a certain point of like taking responsibility for their own belief. So
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me how you teach your clients to do that and like what would be important for them to know today?
Yeah, responsibility is a really big thing because the thing is that success is a choice and so is failure. Failure is also a choice. And when you say things like, I can't do this, I can't, it's really, I turn it around. I play like word games with them. Can't or won't.
Yeah.
Can't or won't. Right.
It's taking
Um,
ownership of the fact that you've decided it's too hard and you're not willing to do it
mhm.
because it's too uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Mm.
we often speak again from like a health coaching perspective into our clients. We want to speak to them in a language of empowerment, being able to empower our health coaching clients. And so it's the same thing with like our health coaches that we're doing business mentorship with. Can't
Mhm.
or won't. You can't stop eating ice cream at night or you
Mhm.
won't. It's a
Yeah.
choice and you're in
Yeah.
control. You're not a victim. You are in control of every choice that you make in your life. There are things that happen to you, of course, but you get to choose how to respond. And that's a big thing that I feel like you've taught me a lot in our working together and
Mhm.
just constantly reflecting and taking notes of things and why I'm feeling a certain way and then looking at what's my role in how I'm
Yeah.
feeling and what's my role in changing it?
Oh, that's so good. And so this is really interesting because I think radical responsibility is like willingness to
Mm,
feel really uncomfortable is like it's the key to success, right? Like willingness to even go through the failure and then actually take ownership of the failure is huge, right? But I'm curious, I want to know a little bit more about your challenge because I know this is just kind of like
mhm.
a tidbit of what's going on. You're starting on Monday,
Yeah.
you're doing like a 3-day challenge. So I want to give them a taste and flavor of what you're teaching whenever you guys go into that. And you guys that are watching, I put the link in on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, I put the link right into the comments. And if you can't find the link, heaven forbid, take responsibility and send me a message on Instagram at Cami Kennedy. I'll send you over the link so that you can get registered. Okay. So back to the question. Tell us about the challenge on Monday.
Yeah, thanks for asking about that. So the challenge is called Growth Without the Grind, and I feel like it's more of like in a 3-day experience, but sure, it's a challenge too because you're challenging your beliefs. So we call it Growth Without the Grind because that's a really big piece of what we teach, that you can grow your health coaching business without being chained to your phone or your computer, or like employed by your clients, right? And responsible for all of them 24/7. And but all of this, it doesn't just come down to the skill set of lead generation and sales and conversations. It really comes down to mastering the belief that money is everywhere and clients are abundant. And once you really do have that belief in yourself that, like, I am enough, I'm worth enough, that even the smallest city in the United States still has enough clients, potential clients in it to have a successful health coaching business year after year. It's all the truth. It's actually what we're teaching you is retraining your brain to realize just how easy this is. And I really think that I know how important this is. And again, going back to what you do as a health coach, you help clients press the easy button on reaching their health goals. And what's really hard for your clients to accept is just how easy it is. Just how easy it is to prioritize protein and vegetables without even counting a single calorie, just how easy it is to actually lose weight when you're not so focused on counting every single micro and macro and every time you poop and sleep and blah blah blah, right? Like, it's the same thing with your business. It's not just about every single, like, that you're contacting 100 people per day from this mindset of like, oh my god, I don't think that they're gonna get message me back and I'm gonna get ghosted because no one buys from me, no one likes me, no one takes me seriously. That's the grind mentality, right? And it will keep you stuck, and it will likely keep you doing like busy work and chasing shiny objects. This course, that new certification that's going to change your business. It's not. Like, I mean this with massive love. And as somebody who owns a certification company, 2 certification companies, that's not going to change your business. What will is just changing the belief that you have in yourself, in your abilities, and in your clients too. Because again, like Cami, like you said, our clients are hiring us to borrow our belief. And man,
Mhm.
like, if we're asking them to follow us, the leaders, when we can't lead, that's not right. We can't stand in integrity as a business owner and do that.
That is so good. So a couple points about making things hard, and especially in the fitness industry, right? Like
Mhm.
it's like, "Oh, I lifted more weight." Like it's like such a bro thing. Like, "I lifted more weight. I got up, I did cardio." Like it's almost like proving that you are a hard worker and you like deserve to have a lean body, but it's
Yeah.
like why are we perpetuating that everything needs to be hard? Like that even just opening up to the question like what if this were easy? What if coaching my clients were easy? What if generating more leads were easy? What if making new connections? Like, why can't we ask that question? So I just want to offer everybody listening, even in those of you tuning in with other businesses, like ask yourself the question, what if it were easy? And then see where your brain
Mhm.
goes and like allow that to be the case. And when you embody that, then it's easy to teach your clients how it's easy to be healthy. But I think the fitness industry in general, because it's like a multi-billion dollar company and it's based on making you not feel good enough, the
Mhm.
messaging out there to health coaches clients is like it's hard and you need this thing. So I'm curious
Yeah.
for those who have health coaching businesses and they want to position themselves in a way that's like actually join me. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. What would you offer to them on maybe shifting their belief or the way they're showing up to attract more of those clients?
Well, the first thing that they really need to do is get clarity on who those clients are so that they can find them and listen to them. I think like, gosh, and this is not just health coaches, but as like business owners in general, can sometimes be really bad listeners because we have this idea and we're like, this is such a great idea. Everybody should want it. Why doesn't anybody want it? Like, why isn't this thing just like flying off the shelves? And I have like a million of inbound leads. Oh, hey, man. It's, but it's like, oh, because we didn't actually listen and ask people what they wanted. Our marketing isn't speaking to anything like to their major pain points. So if for health coaches, for any business owner, but for health coaches, get super clear on who you want to serve and what problems they have. So like so it's so important on like for clarity on who you serve, and I see this happening all the time with health coaches, especially ones that have multiple certifications, right? They keep chasing all these certifications. They're like, oh, but I can really can help everyone now. Awesome. But who do you want to help? Who is the one person that you really want to help? What is the biggest challenge that they have and the single biggest result that they are dying for that keeps them up at night? That's it.
Yes.
Just be a good
Yes.
listener.
Yeah. And so this is really interesting because I know all of this is what you teach. You're going to be doing this in your 3 days experience, and you have a program that is coming up to a 6-month cohort. So I just want to encourage anybody who's watching this, like if this is resonating with you at all, join the experience on Monday,
Mhm.
learn about what Kate does, because again, people's brains are probably going, well, I don't know about my ideal clients. Like, right? Like that's what our brain wants to offer. Like it's our brains are
Yeah.
lazy. They are so lazy. They're like, no, I don't know what to do. So like take yourself beyond the I don't know and like force yourself, right, to get specific. And this is what one of my first coaches said. She said, starting an online business or any business is literally being willing to come up against every limiting belief of your entire life. Like you're coming up face smack against it. Like if you don't want to
Mhm.
come up against limiting beliefs, stay an employee if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do. But like the requirement of a business owner is to come up against your limiting beliefs and take responsibility for them, because your business can only grow to the level you can grow yourself.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I always just remember, I'm like, okay, this is supposed to happen. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I'm always looking for that next up levelment on somebody who can support me, right?
Mhm.
So, what would be their first step whenever they joined the challenge or the experience? What would you encourage them to do to maybe get? Oops, I'm playing it right now on my phone. What would you
Yeah.
encourage? What would you encourage them to do as maybe a first step this weekend to set themselves up for success before they get started? Just to like, I always like to inspire people when I do this to take immediate
Mhm.
action, right? Like do something right now. If you are a side hustling health coach and you want to move forward, obviously get registered for the challenge. But is there anything else that they could be implementing right now that you think would help to move them forward?
Yeah. So there's this one thing that you can do right now that is going to help propel you out of imposter syndrome, because that's big. Like you said, Cami, it's big in our industry because it's like, I'm not fit enough, or I can't deadlift enough, or whatever it is, right? Um, the one thing that you can do right now that's really going to help is just sit down, like give yourself like pen, pencil, whatever it is, and paper, and write the end of your client's journey in mind. Like this is something that you had mentioned to me actually, Cami, too, about like what is your client seeing? What are they feeling? What are they saying out loud? What are they saying to you at the end of their time working with you? Ideally, like what does that mean? What does it look like? How does it feel for you? Write it all out and read it to yourself and make it part of your morning, daily, whatever it is, routine, where you have the end in mind, and you're going to start to feel more like, oh, this is a big deal. Like I'm really transforming someone's life. I'm going to be the last coach that they ever have to hire because I taught them every single thing that they needed to do, and I got them exactly where they needed to go, and they're forever grateful for me. And once you can get there, then you're going to start to operate with more belief, so that when you come into this experience starting on Monday, you're already a good point of the way there. So the rest of the information that we're going to be delivering and the people that you're going to be hearing from, because it's not just me and my team, we're going to bring people in that you can actually ask questions to, who have been exactly where you are, have thought the same things, have been operating at 5-10% belief, and are now much higher. But that information is really going to be able to sink in because you're already going to come in with like, all right, I think I can do this. And as long as you think you can, we got you. We can pull you the rest of the way.
I love that. And I feel energy and I'm like feeling that energy and that vibe from you, right? And that's why we get into business, any
Yeah.
coaching business that we're in, right? And even specifically health coaching, like we want them to feel better. And so
Mhm.
we can get stuck in the grind of like, I'm doing another post, I'm making another Facebook Live, nobody's seeing my stuff, like that whole story.
Yeah.
But like just as you talked about that, I could feel the energy and the connection of like, we're doing this for one client, like one
Mhm.
client at a time. Like, and when you can connect with their challenge and their problem and like the outcome, that gives you another reason to wake up in the morning and like make another post and show up for another live.
Mhm.
Like, and it gives you that like it's like the why behind it, right? But I
Yeah.
think we think we need to do it one time and we're like, yeah, I just did it once and it's like it's a daily practice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's
Oh
what I
my
think
gosh.
we can benefit from is
It
like
really
knowing it's a
is.
daily practice. Yeah.
How many times really, like, and I know I used to do this. I would post it something and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna like I'm gonna have so many inbound leads from this one post." 0.
Yep.
0. We're like, "I posted 4 days in a row and no one reached out to me. This is bullshit." Like, it's like, I went to the gym 4 days in a row and I don't all of a sudden have rock hard abs. What the hell? Like,
Yeah,
what?
our brain is so funny, like, how it acts, and then we take it all
Ugh.
seriously. Like, we are
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, my business I should be a millionaire already, even though I just started 3 months ago," right? So, yeah, they're gonna get a lot of value from coming into the experience with you. I wanna start to wrap this up now because 'cause we're almost hitting 20-minute mark, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you had anything else left to tell them, whether they wanna reach directly out to you or they just wanna head over to the link, but I'm going to leave you kind of close us out for a few minutes.
Yeah, you can head directly over to the link. You can reach out to me directly, or you can go over and join the online nutrition coach community. It's right here on Facebook. And you can even just get started there with some of the trainings that we have. But I really have to say this, our group is filled with really phenomenal trainings. I'm going to tell you to not look at those just yet, but to maybe save them and bookmark them and come back to them once you've gone through this 3-day experience and you're operating at a higher belief system, because that's when you're going to know, you're going to be ready, you're going to have that confidence to actually put things in motion. Look, like, we're coaches. We can continue to hire people for lead gen, for sales mastery, for all those things, and we can help with all of those things. But none of that works if unless you believe it's going to. So again, I would totally just start with writing down your client's journey, like that end result that you have, that ideal end result, and read it every day. Write it down, read it every day, and then get your butt over on Monday. And let's just do this shit because you
Yes.
really do have a place in this world. And with 7.5 billion people, there are not enough health coaches. But you need to take responsibility and find your clients and help them because they need you.
Yes. I love that. And I also want to even add on, sometimes we diminish like what is it going to do for somebody to like drop a pant size? But like I'm speaking from experience, my personal development journey started with fitness and then it went to
Mhm.
mindset and then it went to relationships. So it's like this is often the gateway for someone changing the entire rest of their life,
Mhm.
getting a promotion, getting more self-confidence, now making more money. Like don't diminish yourself as a health coach. It's not just about that. You're literally changing the trajectory of the rest of their life. So, like, show up like that. And the first thing
Mhm.
is like commit to doing something different rather throwing money away at like getting more leads. Like, commit to you building belief in yourself so that you can help your clients build belief in themselves so that we can collectively change the world because that's literally what we do as coaches is we change the world.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Kate, for being on. This was
Thanks,
great. I know
Carrie.
this
Thanks
was
for having
highly,
me.
highly valuable. So I'll drop the link to the Facebook group in the comments as well. So you guys can go and check that out. And then also make sure that you join the challenge. And they are getting started on Monday, May
Woohoo!
16th. Yay! I'm so excited.
Thank
It's
you
like
so
a
much.
party. Thank you for being here. All right. Bye.
Bye.